Order proving some of us right and some of us wrong. I'm going to let you figure out who's right and who's wrong when we do break down the analyst desk. But for now, it seems like Order is on to a pretty good thing here. Obviously, Dust 2, the choice of Chiefs, and it doesn't go too well for them. 16-8, the scoreline there, favouring Order. And, you know, Mac, it didn't seem like there was too many problems for them there at all. I mean, Chiefs barely really got the ball rolling.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting because we thought Chiefs would have had a better showing here on Dust 2, but as you could see in the second half, you know, with the meta how it currently is, they do have to force and try and crush that CT economy, but because they forced over and over and over and over and over, they just had no money and they couldn't get those rounds on the board. When they did have the utility, there was a couple of beautiful rounds that did come through, especially that one where Soju managed to turn it back on its head, but it was just a battle of one side, it seemed, at the end of the day.
All right, this is going to sound like a bit of a loaded question, Kevin, but was Dust 2 the wrong map choice?
Still the correct map choice, but the whole thing here, right, is that you look at yesterday's series, you have to say that the performance against Renegades was a fluke. I can say the same for Order here, right? A lot of their players are now starting to perform. They've been shook up from their match against Avant. They went, that was no way good enough. And sometimes that's all you need. Mentally, you go, okay, let's actually just frag up. Let's actually go aim prac. Get yourself into that mood again. Try to figure out what's going wrong for you. And you can see Alistair, really, really cold coming into the series at Avant. This series, complete opposite, right? Just wasn't even a single-hand demolition. It just felt like Order overall were just playing individually better, and only a few of the members of Chiefs were answering, and that's just not good enough.
Yeah, definitely seemed to be that way. I think you can give the benefit of the doubt, at least, Mac, to the Chiefs, given that, you know, it is still a new roster, so fair enough. Not expecting them to really go out of this one in anywhere but fourth, I think, is a fair and realistic kind of a position for them. But I got to say, I didn't really think that Order was going to be able to roll over them that easily on Dust 2.
Yeah, well, a couple of things I did notice from Chiefs there. In particular, I was keeping a heavy eye on Vexite because obviously we were talking about him before. You were saying, look, he didn't perform that well today. So far, he was doing well until he wasn't. So he was getting some really nice plays. The thing was, it was overextending that it was his issue. He'd get a pick around a corner and then instead of just falling back and respecting Order, he'd then try to do the sort of pug thing where you go, oh, cool, I'm just going to, you know, go for the play, go forward, down short, and then run into like 3 Ts around the corner, and all of a sudden, that play now is not such good a play.
All right, well, let's talk about someone that didn't seem to have too many issues in that map of Dust 2. Of course, you've already alluded to the fact, Kevin, that Alistair was on a bit of a tear. I saw just before he had a 2.02 rating during that map, which is a huge, huge number. 30 kills. We were watching, hoping out the back that he was going to be able to get those 30 kills, and he did just manage to do it in the last round of the half. But, I mean, yeah, there was so many very impactful rounds, right? You look at 30 kills, you think, okay, well, 30 kills is good, but I think the kills that he was getting also really just so many rounds after round after round after round was Alistair finding it for Order.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't just the clutch kills as well. A lot of the times when you have an AWPer that's able to stay alive and actually get a lot of these kills on the board for them, keeping the rest of the members alive, it allows your CT economy to start building up. You're able to pick off, able to take control of the map. You saw then he started peeking mid, started peeking lower dark, started going wherever he felt like it. It just felt like he could do no wrong. If on the CT side, you can take control of mid off the Ts with that much ease, that pretty much indicates to you how easy the match is for you. The 16-8 scoreline, I think it's looking okay for Chiefs. In reality, though, should have been a 16-5 in my mind.
Yeah,
it should have been a one-side stomping in Order's favour.
Another thing that I really want to just point out as well is we talk about Ali every time Order plays, and this is exactly why. When Ali has his day, Order wins. That's essentially why we talk about him all the time. And then you see the games where he isn't confident, he isn't hitting those AWP shots, and you're like, why do they always talk about Ali? Today is a perfect example. And if he can do this as we head to the second map, look, I would be excited to see it.
Well, I got to say, even if Alistair doesn't show up in this second map, I'm feeling a little bit worried for Chiefs either way. Obviously, second map here is going to be Nuke. It's Order's map choice. Chiefs haven't been a team for very long at all, Kevin, so they haven't had that much time to kind of work and gel. And Nuke is, as we know, one of those maps that tends to take a little bit longer to pick up than some of the others in the pool.
Yeah, especially on the CT side as well. On the T side, you can get lucky with the executes. You get a couple of nice shots, a couple of good trades. Excellent. But on the CT side, your synergy and your teamwork is really tested. So we saw them found wanting a lot against Renegades yesterday, 2 days ago. How time flies.
Yeah.
Where they struggled on the CT side. It was looking good coming into the half, and then they struggled, and that's the exact reason why. So, look, coming into this as well, what Order had what Order did on Dust 2 on their T side really impressed me. Really good executes overall, understanding how to take map control, understanding when they needed to push out, working together as a unit, playing anti-flash. They looked the entire goods today. Completely different look coming into the series. I have to reiterate it time and time again. This is the Order that we expect to take games off Renegades and Avant.
Yeah, definitely. I do want to touch on Chiefs a little bit before we go into this final map of Nuke. You can see they've only played the one map of it so far with this roster. But, Mac, if you remember, APOC did IGL for Chiefs for quite a long time. They did used to play a little bit of Nuke. We've seen some very nice takes from them, particularly on the A-bomb site. So, in theory, they should have a little bit in the back pocket here. It's just a case of whether or not they've been able to mesh it as a team, as a unit.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You know, you've got Humongous, who's there. He's been on Chiefs for a long time now. Very, very prowess on Nuke. And then even when you look over towards Zeph, when he was on Ground Zero, they caused a couple of upsets, I believe, against Order on Nuke as well. So they have a good read. Obviously, Zeph playing for Order before knows a couple of their strategies. Obviously, the strats have changed over time. The whole meta on Nuke has certainly shifted. And Soju as well was a part of that Avant lineup, which I believe got that upset over Greyhound back in the major qual a while ago on Nuke too. So
definitely a long time ago. But
yeah,
feeling a little bit confident maybe for Chiefs. I'm certainly on the Order hype train right now.
I was going to counteract Mac's point a little bit and say that, yes, like Zeph played for Order, how long ago is it? Has it been a year?
Yeah, but when he was on Ground Zero, they also upset Order on Nuke as well. That's what I was pointing at.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, this is the case of, I feel like Gyro's done enough homework. Order just coming into this in a hyper-focused state. They only made one incorrect read the entire time. And look, at the end of the day, if you're closing out a game 16-8 and you make one bad read, that's it. It's like, who cares?
I'll tell you what, it's enough from us on the desk here, breaking things down. We do want to hear from the teams in the server. We're going to head to a short break. Map 2 of Nuke is coming up soon.
Shout before too long, please the lyrics in our songs. When we meet a friendly face from the stars and take a bite out of this planet of ours. When would we be without supply and demand? The sky is full of people waiting to land.
Nuke will be map 2 here in DreamHack Masters Spring for ANZ, and we're in the lower bracket, which now means Chiefs are facing elimination. It's 1-0 to Order. Things are proceeding as expected, maybe at least as far as Mac and I expected. Kevin, feeling maybe a little bit concerned about your prediction?
I was concerned when I made it, okay? And I...
Why did you make it
Can
then?
we rewind back to the fact that I did say that this is still favoured for Order? Chiefs had a slight chance, and the conditions for them to take that chance has kind of been squashed out on Dust 2.
Can I just make a point here, Kevin? I don't think you understand what a prediction is meant to be.
It's a punt. You make a punt. Why not? That's what he's done.
All I like doing is sometimes taking the outside odds. It works occasionally. Look, in this case, it might not work, and at the end of the day, so be it. I'm willing to risk a little bit to try to at least make it a bit more entertaining.
A bit more entertaining. At least you have done that. Mac, you're going to be departing us for this map, so
Sure am.
give us your holistic thoughts about what we're going to get here on Nuke. Is there going to be much of a resurgence from Chiefs, or is it all the way for Order?
Well, this is Order's map pick, so you would assume that we are going to see Chiefs starting on the CT side. They're going to have their chance to set the tone, and there's a chance. I feel like there's a chance, but Order are looking too good, so I feel like this is going to end with the 2-0. And I'll throw it out there. It's a 16-10.
All right, there you have it. We're waiting for that 16-10 from Order as Mac departs us. So, Kev, feeling a little comfortable, I think, at least as far as Order is concerned. Looking at the Betway odds there as well. Seems like everyone else is. Pistol round might tell us a fair bit, though.
All I said was that earlier on when the odds were something like 1.8, those were amazing odds for Order at that stage. Where I just go, yep, if I could, I would have probably chucked a few on that. Let's be realistic. Look, not the case. We can't do that. So it is going to be the pistol round for Order, looking to challenge his ramps area, but Gyro's already gone down.
Yeah, you're going to see Order, though, at least able to take control of ramps. And for now, the rest of Chiefs are just backing away. Soju gets himself into the control room. Soju continues to back up as Hughes also there in decon to provide a little bit of assistance. But Order are starting to control this B bomb site. If they can get a bomb down, anything is possible. And if Alistair was not spotted on the cross, this could be dangerous.
Oh, I know.
Even if he was, it doesn't seem like it matters. Alistair will grab one. Very quick headshot from him onto Vex site. Good trades coming in here from Order. A 2-for-1 brings it back to a 3-on-3.
Yeah, and Alistair, though, spotted out, still alive. No body armor and doing work. He's just being an absolute nuisance right now. And there's no kit for the CTs. Actually, there is, but Soju's so low right now. All it takes is a single shot, and they don't know where Ricky is. And Ustillo is just going to be an absolute nuisance. There it is. It is going to be the final man left standing, but once again, it is Alistair taking the first contact. The rest of the boys backing him up. Ustillo ends up with 2, but I feel like it's just down to Alistair drawing so much attention.
Yeah, absolutely. Really does not seem like it's mattered there at all for Order. They'll be happy to pick the pistol round up. Chiefs in a pretty dire position now, obviously having to choose between saving and force buying, and even if they do force buy, Nuke's, I feel like one of those maps where the force buys don't tend to work quite as often as, you know, the likes of maybe Mirage or your Dust 2. We'll see what Chiefs are going to be able to get done here. Already a tag onto Ustillo, so pretty good start for Chiefs in the round.
I don't know, Order is pretty good at losing some of these buy rounds against force buys. Normally you see Gyro just fang it into secret by himself and the rest of Order doing something else on the other side of the map. But look, they're already putting a break on that.
Yeah.
It's good to see that because there's just countless amount of rounds where you see Gyro with a Mac 10 getting picked off at secret and the rest of Order just having lobby control.
Well, lobby control is nothing really to write home about. Once they get into ramp, which it seems they are having a look for, that might be where things get a little bit more successful here for Order. A little bit of damage over onto Soju to trade back what was done to Ustillo earlier. This time Apoctard not able to connect with the scout. And so again, Order will go into ramp room, but this time they're the team with the numbers advantage.
Yep, and they can take pretty much anywhere they want. Heaven's not a bad position to take at this stage. It does force a bit of a weaker hold on the A-bomb site, especially if you're able to threaten from lobby, and that's what they're going for. Now, the problem is that if the CTs do decide to push into hut, that's where the problems start beginning, and Zeph able to get one. Vex side also dancing around in sight, but the numbers are there for Order.
Now Soju will try to salvage something. Has a HG8 in hand as well. That's going to do some reasonable damage over to Ricky. Puts him down to 78, but Ricky does not care. AK in hand, gets the headshot. 2 guns survive for Order, and that's a relatively decent result out of round 2 for them. Now forcing Chiefs onto the save, and Order, I mean, they're really continuing where they left off on Dust 2.
Yep, they're still hitting their form on their riflers. Ricky now obviously hitting a new tear at this stage. Now against the Eco, a couple of HE grenades for Chiefs to play with, trying to get this out of stack potentially, trying to get this early damage. It might actually work on the Gyro. Oh, it looks like he's actually gone straight far out. Out comes the nades. Big damage onto Valiant, and he's actually going to go down nice and early on, but Gyro's got that crossfire set up. The Mac 10's farming up as well.
Stillo finishes off Zeph, and there's not a whole lot to really say about this round for Chiefs. Yeah, being able to get that kill on Valiance is nice, but even if Gyro falls here, he's only hanging on to a Mac 10, which is going to be left for dead anyway. So Order 3-0. Money starting to build up on that T side, and this is going to be a very hard slog back in for Chiefs. Partly due to the economy factor, but partly due to the fact that Order really seems to be on point today.
Yep, I mean, it's all going to come down to the next couple of gun rounds as well. If Chiefs able to try to construct this out as defense and get the rotation calls correctly, and they can try to salvage a CT half and try to inflict the pain onto Order. But if Order just get this round, it's just back onto the eco once again for Chiefs. And it's actually not the best buy as well, because you can see that you don't have the full set of utility.
Well, Order are making their way across into Secret. First time that we've actually seen them do it in this map. Could actually end up being an A split with those two still remaining on the upper side.
Absolutely. We've started to see teams take this vent control instead of probing further into the B-bomb site where you have the danger of Megaton, you have the danger of behind Silo. You just straight go up the vent and you try to catch the CT players off guard. A few couple of well-thrown flashbangs from T-Roof can actually work an absolute charm. But it looks like they are going to be threatening the B-bomb site. But Soju's able to hold on to ramp control. He slides out. It is actually going to be Apocdod that slides back in. But it's going to be straight attack through Annex. Vexite and Humongous on the crossfire.
Good bit of a resurgence coming in here from Chiefs as Vexite and Hugh hold strong on the A bomb site. Ustillo and Alistair need to try and salvage, and if Alistair hits that shot onto Apocdod, things start to get interesting. Ustillo locks down the Annex line, will be traded down, but so much damage done over to Zeph, and Alistair now just waits, watches and waits, but he will inevitably have to plant the bomb. Zeph, let's get the timing to creep on out, but Alistair now has the info.
Yep, and it's all down to who dares shoot first. And Alistair, once again, confidence. This is, you can see the domino effect right now for Order. They're confident taking these deals.
Yep.
It doesn't matter if they're on 34 HP, they've got a numbers disadvantage. They're challenging, they're fighting. And Chiefs, unfortunately, unable to find the answers just yet. Apocdod has really had a shocker of a series so far.
Gonna back Alistair in a situation like that every day of the week, especially in the form that he's in right now.
I mean, it's just back to the pistols for Chiefs at the moment, and you have to. You can't really fully invest in this one. You have to potentially let the fifth one go in the favor of Order. It's a tough pill to swallow coming into the CT side of Nuke, but that's what happens when you do force up early sometimes. You don't really get yourselves in the proper position.
I mean, it really is starting to run away for Order, isn't it? Right? When you think that they're probably going to get 5-0 from here, doesn't seem like they're slowing down at all. And already, once you get to 5, you know, you're thinking, well, we've probably done enough.
Yeah.
You might want another couple of rounds here or there, but 5 is enough to play with out of the first half of a T side on Nuke. So far, Order aren't having too many problems at all. And this time, it's just a bit more of a dry push onto Outer. Not too much utility. They know that the weaponry isn't quite there for Chiefs to challenge a long angle like this, even with the Deagles. And they walk all their way in.
And there's not much you can really do. Chiefs are trying to fight from isolated angles at the moment. And it's going to be a miracle if they can actually get a couple of picks with these Desert Eagles. The aim's not on point for them at this stage either. That said though, 28 seconds left. Time is starting to tick away a little bit. It is going to be an A-site crunch. This Heaven player needs to have huge impact. Out comes the squeaky push.
Still on Valiant, so putting up the A bomb site here. Gyro also chiming in. But once you've got control of Heaven and you've got a player down on the A bomb site, there really doesn't seem like there's going to be a whole lot that Chiefs can do. Soju's the last alive, and he'll be smashed in the back of the head by Alistair. Another Deagle kill for him tonight, and that's 5-0 now for Order. Chiefs start to get their money in line a little bit here. Orp's going to come out for Apocdod, all of the utility that you'd be looking for, but it's taken 6 rounds for them to get a good proper buy here on CT side of Nuke.
Yeah, welcome to the CT economy where you're straggling behind a lot of the time because you're forced onto ecos, you can't do enough damage to the T side, and that's it. It's very painful. I think Zeph has actually spotted out the shadow of Ricky, so you can see the Molotow's going to come forward. So at least finally something working for Chiefs as they're able to get the first opening into the but APOC done at close range. They line up for him.
That's a good start for Chiefs. Definitely something that they've been looking for. Really feels like since the start of Dust 2. Just a bit of pizzazz, a bit of excitement maybe in the back pocket of APOC Dud. Could be the difference between going down 0-2 here and pushing it through to a third map. Alistair, however, creeping around near Vex site. Issue is for Order. They're going to have to retrieve this bomb. There is 3 CTs watching it.
But if Astillo is able to thread the needle
Timing.
perfectly, he might be able to get a few picks here and there.
Oh.
The timing works perfectly for him, but he doesn't realize APOC Dud's there. So Chiefs do manage to pick that one up. But it's a very costly round for them, and Order can still buy into this.
It looks cleaner than it really was there for Chiefs, doesn't it? Keeping 2 guns alive. You just imagine if Usilo manages to get APOC Dud, then he gets the bomb down, turns it into a 1-on-1. Could be really anyone's game from there.
That was a 2-on-5. That was the thing. Had bomb control, but they just didn't cover the sectors enough.
Chiefs at least take double AWP through, which presumably they would have wanted, otherwise they wouldn't have picked it up. So you've got to factor that in as a bit of an upgrade for them. Double AWP set up on Nuke.
Yeah, but Order's going straight for the jugular. It's going to be the A bomb site execute.
Oh, Order might be theorizing that Chiefs are taking both of these AWPs through. Vexite, however, does a great job. Oh, that's a little bit more like it. That's what we've been hearing about. Alistair does manage to nab a couple and continues to do damage. Hugh falls as well. And this will be a bomb plant for Alistair. In fact, decides better of it. It could be an ace. A 1v5 ace for Alistair. Surely not. This is not how Chiefs would have been looking to lose this round. Luckily, APOC Dud is there to salvage it, but man, that is costly.
Yeah, once again, Alistair almost taking that. If he looks towards heaven, that would have been a victory, you'd say, for Order. But once again, such a costly round. It was looking so good. Vexite now stepping up on the A bomb site. Great utility usage early on from Vexite. That AG grenade just puts them down so low. So the first tactical timeout coming out from Order, but I would say this is the perfect time to actually force up. Yes, you don't have that much money on Ricky and Gyro, but you should know from the previous 2 rounds how much damage you've done to that CT economy.
Well, you'd have to imagine that they're aware of that. They know that the last round was only 1 player alive. The previous round before that was 2, and everything aside from that was Order winning the round. So there's just no money in the back pocket here of Chiefs at all. I would be very surprised to see Order not forcing into this round, and already just very briefly there, as the HUD faded away, we saw that there was an AK in the hands, I think it was of Ustillo, so that would give you the impression that Order are going to be forcing into this round, and indeed a bunch of AKs on the back. Alice has got a Deagle in hand, can get a bit of work done with that Gyra as well. So it doesn't look like a terrible buy at all here for Order, even though they're lacking a couple of rifles.
Yeah, they're still able to get the damage done. That's the case. Gyra manages to get the timing onto APOC Dud. Not only spots out the AWP, but gets out alive. A 1-for-1 trade at the moment on the A bomb site. This is very perilous right now. They have to play retake.
Vexite has to play from upper with a FAMAS as well. Gyra's also managed to get a kill onto Soju, which just makes things even worse for Chiefs. And already now you're just thinking like, well, what do we even do? Do we just save? But like, what is it even worth saving these guns? Apart from the AWP, we have to go for a 4-on-3 retake. We don't control Secret at all. Gyro's going to get the timing. Ustillo's waiting on the crossfire angle. It's just not going to be possible here for Chiefs.
Yeah, and that's just a perfect crossfire. Humongous has come in just a little bit too little too late, and he's coming into probably the worst player you want to be peaking at this stage, is Alistair. And that is the CT economy. Not completely reset, but almost close to. Yes, it's not a complete reset, but that's also like saying, yeah, well, I didn't completely fail the exam. I only got 40%, but it's not 0%.
Well, I guess that's better.
It's still not good.
No. 2-6. Money's reset. We could really see Order just run away with this map. It kind of feels like they're in one of those moods.
Once again, it's just, you can see, when they came into Dust 2, it was a complete difference. They're not running around trying to take one-on-one duels here and there. They're actually trying to fight together as a team. Look, a bit of looseness there from Ricky. He does get picked off, and I would say that's a great shot as well from Soju, though, with the Desert Eagle. I was just trying to make sure that they can't really retrieve an AK-47. The CTs will be able to hear that, though, in lobby. And it looks like they are gathering up for a bit of a crunch right now. Retaking lobby just as the T's exit out. And Gyra, is he expecting multiple people pushing in? He is not.
Well, Apoc Dud does get a good couple of shots with a P250 in there, so it brings it back to 3-on-3. Zeph is going to hear the rotation through Annex from Order, but not sure how much Chiefs are going to be able to do about it. Up the ladder. Your aim is always going to be a little bit difficult at that point. Alistair goes down low, but bomb plant's happening, and Soju might be able to clutch this one out if he would have gotten that kill onto Ustilo. Now, however, with his position known, going to be tough, and Valiant will finish it off. Good round again for Order. Yeah, costly, but in reality, on the T side, you don't really worry about these kinds of things.
Yeah, not at this stage where you have all these rounds to play with. You've already won the half effectively. Now it's just about inflicting as much pain as possible. If you get up to about 10 or 11, it will just make your CT side a little bit easier. As I said, Chiefs, their CT side is the weakness at this stage because Order, they're able to disjoint the defense, cause some problems with the synergy because Chiefs really haven't played together with this lineup for that long. So they have to go on the aggression to try to force a few advantages. But a 1-for-1 or 2-for-1 in the favor of Chiefs is always going to be great. And finally, Alistair missing a shot. Good start for Chiefs.
Very good start indeed. But they want to make sure that they don't let this one slip, even losing another couple of guns here. Like, if it ends up being 2 players alive for Chiefs, that's probably still not good enough based on the position that they're at right now. An opportunity to take 4 through, an opportunity to build this CT half into at least something defendable. You know, they're not going to get a great result, even if it is 8-7 on the CT side for Chiefs. But at the very least, they need 4 or 5 rounds to kind of play with. And to do that, they need to start building the economy up.
I mean, this all comes down to the deal at ramps at the moment, and Ricky wins that. That's huge because all 3 players on the A bomb site have to make noise while rotating out. Ricky dinked down means that he is very susceptible to a stray bullet. And you can see Zeph's already made the rotation.
Ustilo's going to be the one that has to win this round, right? Ricky is more of an X factor if he's able to find a pick here or there. If Ustilo goes down right now, that's the round over. But Ricky still has a chance of doing a little bit more damage, just looking for one more kill. And Order will probably take that out of this round. Say, you know what, we're pretty happy with that.
Yeah, and Vexite's gearing himself in a position where, okay, no, they're a little bit too far away from the AWPs.
Well, Ricky's going to save.
Yeah, the money isn't too great, actually, for Order coming into this round. So if they can keep this AK-47 alive, they can still force into the next one. Alistair's got enough cash. Valiants will have enough for probably a Galil. Or armor and AK if you decide not to get any utility whatsoever. But Vexite does go back and grab an AWP, so AWP's still in play.
A bit more like that for Chiefs, and they'll back into the half. Still not really seeing enough to make me feel too confident, though, for Chiefs. It just seems like the rounds that they're getting are sort of streaky rounds.
I feel like it doesn't matter how Chiefs get this, as long as they get to maybe about 7, I think that's the key point for them. Okay. They get to 7, they can make their T-side work. But if Order just reset them one more time on this force buy, that's where the pain really starts kicking in for the Chiefs, because they just won't give themselves a good enough buffer coming into that T side.
Alistair's just going to be flashing his teammates in, but a perfectly timed incendiary out from Soju keeps them at bay, so costs Order some time. They'll smoke off the ramp. There's a double stack from Chiefs here, and this will be a tough nut to crack for Order. Gyra down early, so are the rest. The trades aren't quite coming in thick and fast enough for Order. Ricky in a similar position to what he was in the last round. This time a bit more HP, but more of an onus on him. There's 4 Chiefs players alive, and if Ricky can, again, do a bit of damage, that's going to be nice. Apoc Dud pulls his gun away at the wrong time. Every single kill counts right now for Order.
Yep, every single gun that Chiefs can play stay alive is going to be critical as well. But they've done enough on that CT defense to actually force Order onto an eco for the first time in a very long time. So doesn't sound like much, but they get themselves a bit of a reprieve, a bit of a shallow breath in this half.
Clearing
Star for
every
oxygen.
angle.
Yeah.
I mean, Ricky's objective right now is not to actually win the round. You can tell that already, otherwise he would have been running in. But it's to do damage.
He's doing so much. If he drops this HE grenade, and I think he might as well.
Oh, could just run around the corner here and
Oh,
kill
no.
Soju. Maybe, I mean, I was going to say maybe he could have won the round, but Zeph, he's not sticking around at all. He's just going to bugger off. But look, Ricky's done enough. He's done so much damage. I almost feel like he could have gotten down to the B bomb site if he would have really just booked it straight away.
Yeah, but you don't know where Zeph is at that stage. He hears him hopping away, maybe thinks that he's going to be trying to fight close. Doesn't work for him.
Okay, but the difference there is, right, if he goes straight to the B bomb site, there's a chance to win the round. If he chases Zeph and Zeph's already run off, there's no chance of winning the round. So,
But you don't know where Zeph is at that moment. Like, that's the issue, because Zeph could have a rifle playing from a different position. You're not going to hear it.
no, but that's fine. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's going to lose the round either way, right? If he chases and he doesn't get the kill, he loses the round.
Yep.
If he runs into the B bomb site and dies, he loses the round. But at least if he runs into the B bomb site and there's no one there, he can plant the bomb theoretically. So, I don't know. Either way, like, I think we're getting way too nitpicky right now because he's done a fantastic job of dealing damage to the economy.
100%.
Keeps the AK alive as well, which is important because he can continue to put in that good work in a round like this one.
I think we're arguing for the same point, in all honesty.
Yeah,
like
probably.
just then, so won't disagree with you on that one. As Ricky looking to continue the good work that he did, and he's very hyper-focused on the warehouse angle, but a great flashbang coming in from Zeph. Blinds both out as players. And allows a spray down. Ali's got body armor though, so he's looking to retrieve the AK-47 to try to make something work. Out comes, oh no, Zeph has not bought head armor, and the Glock gets the kill. The Glocks are getting the work done at the moment. This is so costly. How has this become a 2-on-2?
Well, that's a very good question, Kevin. And is it going to potentially turn into a round win for Order, I wonder? There's not much HP for Ustilo and Alistair to play with, but they are against the double AWP, and
Exactly.
HP doesn't really matter too much. As long as they dodge that first shot, there's a real chance. Ustilo's in a great position here on the bomb side already. It's up to Alistair to go and grab the bomb, which he has now retrieved. All this info right now, though, for Ustilo. They're going to get a bomb down here, Order.
This is why you buy head armor. Come on, Zeph. You hate seeing it. They'll get the bomb plant down on 8. Still doable. 2 smoke grenades for the Chiefs to work with alongside with no kits. That's the problem. Don't know if there are any kits lost on the site, but as time is ticking away, Apoc Dud goes down and it's all down to Soju. Do you save here or do you go for it? You don't have a kit. You have to save. How has this gone? Like this?
I mean, this is not the round to lose, is it? You know, Chiefs were just starting to put a CT side together. It was looking like, yeah, they were losing a lot of guns, but they were winning round after round after round, and maybe they could come back into this map. Well, that's been swept away. Great work by Ricky in the previous round. Puts Chiefs into an awkward position this round, which Order then takes advantage of, and you're going to see an 8th up on the board for Order. Chiefs back into eco territory, and now's the opportunity for Order to run away with the half and get an 11-4.
You see that shot from Valiance? That's not great double dinks coming out. That's Zeph not buying head armor. On an anti-eco against blocks, which might as well be P250s at that range. Even better. They're Tech 9s
they
at
fire
that range.
faster, yeah.
Oh, man. Of course, that's the round that Chiefs lose, and they're going to lose the AWP as well. Humongous trying to fight out, doing a good job with the P250, but there's no stopping the train right now from the T's. At the very least, they'll be able to retrieve the AWP, I would say.
Yeah.
And a couple of guns, which is good.
I don't know that Chiefs really are going to take too much out of this one. It seems like they want to go for the retake, so trying to make something happen. Valiance here does fall to Vexite, so maybe there's something in it. Apoc Dud, however, seems to have made a bit of noise. Hang on a minute. Vexite now has an M4 in hand, but he does not know the position of Alistair, and this is a tough one to clear as well.
Or it's all down to the timing at the moment. Who's going to get what? It is going to be Vexite who gets the spray through, but Alistair's challenging it, trying to swing wide. He has to rely on the sidearm now.
No head armor for Vexite.
No hide armor, but it doesn't matter. There's no armor whatsoever for Vexite to work with, and that's almost a costly one for Order. Chiefs almost managed to make it work out, but once again, Order don't care about the economy. They have 9 rounds on the T side.
Yep. Far more costly for Chiefs than for anyone else. Gyra had absolutely no fear here, just charging forward with the MAC-10. Got to give credit to Hugh. Couple of kills for the P250, not too easy. But either way, Order have just stormed away with this half. Last buy for Chiefs of this first half. If they do lose it, I mean, they'll be able to force something through, but it's not going to be anything particularly special. There's a bit of a hole in the smoke. Valiant!
What?
How's he managed to do that? I don't know. Alistair could find some real nice timing here if he does actually push through Squeaky.
So just like that, a 4-4. In order to have a bit of control over Secret, even though Chiefs decide to disrupt the wall of smokes with an incendiary grenade, doesn't work out for them. This A bomb site, I think, might be the attacking point. All they're doing at the moment is just waiting for re-aggression. There it is. So Zeph's the aggressor, but he's able to get out alive. And now they're going to go into the A bomb site. But Vexite gets the first pick. Absolutely critical now. 2 on 4. Alistair and Gyra to try to find the picks on the A bomb site. Oh, Alistair, he's checking every single corner correctly.
Oh,
he's going to drop the molly on Zeph as well. He's forced off.
Alistair just cannot be denied right now, can he? 16 and 6. This is an utter clinic from Alistair and from Order. They're all really chiming in at the moment. Great flashbang as well. Or was a resmoke, rather.
Well, the Heaven player goes down, and Alistair playing with his food at the moment.
Oh
no.
my god!
This man cannot be stopped. He's had enough. He's had enough of losing, Jordan. He's just gone, you know what? I'll show you how to win these games. I'll just kill everyone.
Yeah.
Had enough of these casters talking bad about me.
I don't think we talk bad about
We
Alistair.
never do.
At least I don't.
I always talk bad about Gyro.
Wow.
But they're not losing at this stage, so Gyro gets a critical kill at Heaven as well. But really, that's just the Alistair show once again.
Definitely.
And you need a support player for that mainline star who, well, it's Ricky trying to bust out event this time around. Great HE usage. Finally maybe around for Chiefs as they're able to lock down the A-bomb site.
I wouldn't count my chickens before they hatch here, Kevin. Yes, it's 3 on 4. Yes, the advantage is there for the Chiefs. But how many times we've seen an advantage for Chiefs turned back around by Alistair, by other players on this Order roster. He gets a bit over-eager into lobby. And that's going to be an AK-4 humongous, but bomb plan's going down on B. Ricky and Gyra can absolutely win this round.
Yep, really up to Gyro to do the work here because he's the one that's very healthy, but he's in a dangerous position right now. First point of contact going to be APOC Dud. Bomb plant's good for Decon as well. It's all really down to this fight, but APOC Dud wins that, and Ricky, no chance of winning it. 2 HP, so at least Chiefs the 5th round on the board.
Yeah, 5, is it enough on the CT side, though? General consensus would be that the answer there is no. For Order, they'll be feeling very confident after 10 rounds on their T side of Nuke here. And they're looking for the 2-0 today over Chiefs, so we'll see how that pans out in just a little bit.
It's
Is there any coming back for Chiefs here in map 2 against Order? They already lost map number 1, and now they're down 5 and 10 on Order's map pick. The answer seems like it's going to be no, Kevin, but I suppose a pistol would be the way that a comeback starts.
Yeah, and look, Chiefs yesterday looked a lot better on the T side as opposed to the CT side, but out comes the A side rush at the moment. And so far, it looks like a 3-on-3, but Alistair's still alive on the bomb site, still dancing around. He's always a threat. He's still alive at the moment. They just can't seem to clean him up, and he's just allowed to stay alive for now. Finally, he gets put down. Ricky, I think, fell off.
Ricky did.
So it's down to a 1-on-1 at the moment. The bomb's out in the open, but Humongous surely hears that from Gyra.
Is it a double fakie from Gyra? He's gone
It
and
is.
made the drop noise, but Hugh's going to go elect toward the B bomb site, which is a smart move for him because look at where Gyra is. Hugh would have been in trouble had he tried to plant the bomb. But Hugh certainly hears him coming down the vent. Now it's just a game of cat and mouse. Who gets the better positioning? Smoke is going to be thrown in here by Gyra, but perhaps too late. So Hugh will pick up the pistol for Chiefs, which is a much needed start to the second half. I'll say that much at least.
Yeah, 100%. Allows them to try to build up some economy and try to get some momentum in their game. But Order at this position, I would say, yeah, definitely force up. You've got all these rounds to play with right now. You've got Alistair as well, who's just popping off. So, of course, why not give this man its Eagle? He's only invested in body armor and Eagle as well, so he can still get the AWP 2 rounds later.
Yeah, definitely.
If things go bad.
If things go bad. It's kind of nice how that texture's a little bit like bugged, just to give you something to line your smoke up on. Love to see it.
So you line up between this, and then you just tarsh the smoke.
Tarsh the smoke.
Tarsh the smoke.
Good times.
That's
like
the warehouse one.
ESL Pro League Season 4 or Season 5. The instructional videos of how to throw smokes on Nuke. Oh, well, that's a way to hit an entry, I'll tell you that.
Getting triple peaked, that's painful. He still gets the tag off, that's the thing.
How much help is that going to be for Order? If Alistair continues to find kills with the Deagle like he did on Dust 2, maybe they can still win this round. And you get a bit scared for Zeph there when Valiance is given so many opportunities, but he'll be okay for now. In towards ramp room and thus toward the B bomb site does go Chiefs. We'll see if Ustilo can do the unthinkable. He's gotten 2. Oh! I can't believe it. What have I just seen?
1v1 now, and Alistair. Oh my goodness, it's Alistair versus Soju. Of course it is, and Alistair's on the perfect angle, but Soju hits the most critical shot of all. He lands it on the head. What a crazy round once again. So costly for Chiefs, but they do manage to secure it.
That third kill from Ustilo is unbelievable. I don't remember the last time I screamed out loud on a broadcast.
That almost sounded like you got Zeused for a moment.
I think I did. Man, that's insane. Well, unfortunately for Order, they're on the CT side now, so it doesn't really make much of a difference. Chiefs are going to buy back in, although the money's not too great for them. Order's on a full eco. It feels like a bit of a deja vu there, as Gyro this time is the one that cops the brunt of the entry from Chiefs. I mean, if Order can do a bit more damage here and you know, keep Chiefs' money this low coming into the first proper gun round, then yeah, then things are going to make a difference. But I just think it's unlikely to be able to get that same result twice.
But they've been able to give themselves a bit of a round buffer. And like I said, Chiefs, a lot stronger on the T side compared to the CT side as well. Alistair managed to once again get another kill. He's still alive, ready to fight it out. Almost gets another one. But Vexite's there, able to assist Zeph in case things go wrong. Now out comes the gun round. There's a lot of money for the CTs actually to work with coming into this.
Well, that's the beauty of getting so many kills, right? Builds a bit of the money up. 8 to 10 though, the scoreline doesn't look too bad anymore for Chiefs. You know, it's kind of salvageable if they have a good T side here on Nuke. Once again, being a lot of presence put onto an outer. Alistair, can he find the timing? Just a little bit too early. Does get the tag onto Zeph. And here's Gyra. Bit of damage done onto Apoc Dud. Already you're starting to see the opportunities arise here for Order, and Ustilo's got the timing perfect. My goodness, that's another fantastic round from Ustilo here on the CT side, and he's really starting to ramp up right now for Order.
Yep. He's just able to channel that aggression. The early damage done from Gyra as well as Alistair really helping out. So a 2-on-4 scenario. Soju and Apoc Dud looking to recreate some of the heroics we saw on Order's own T side when they were able to get the tag team to work out. But that's never a good thing when Alistair spots out your gun barrel.
Looks like Soju will just bide his time. But how long can he wait? It's 45 seconds on the clock, so they're going to have to move eventually. It is Soju, the one that's holding onto the bomb. Apoc Dud clears out lobby. But it doesn't really provide too much for Chiefs right now. It's going to be an annex split. Flashbang from Apoc Dud maybe to get them into the site. Double stack on the site though, both below silo, and you're probably not expecting 2 players from that position at this point in the round. So Soju will start to work his way forward. Alistair will take first peek here, and he does get the kill as well, which makes life tenfold more difficult for Apoc Dud. Even though he'll get a trade onto Valiance, it should not make too much of a difference. Wouldn't have been surprised to see Alistair hit that shot. Apoc Dud knows that he needs to get the bomb down. He's too late.
Oh, Ricky, he's actually facing it. I don't know. I think time actually expired. So Apoc Dud, I don't know. It might have been elimination. It's elimination. It's elimination. So I thought there was like, maybe there was a chance that Apoc Dud goes down.
I think there was like half a second, yeah. Look at that from Usilo, just peeking backwards and forwards. So nice. Cleaned up by Soju in the back. Wow, what difference does it make? Dak pause for Chiefs. They know that they're in trouble now. Do we buy into this round? Vexite and Soju unable to afford an AK. Order are feeling pretty confident. First gun round of the half goes their way. And it's, you know, starting to reap the benefits, right? The damage that Chiefs were suffering earlier on now forces Vexite and Soju back onto a Galil and a UMP respectively. Lack of utility there for Vexite in particular. So it looks like he's feeling pretty confident here. Does start to get aggressive towards Squeaky.
Slow and steady right now for Chiefs, but the contact play, 1 for 1. As they're now looking to maybe accelerate to this A-bomb site, you can see Astillo just lurking around the edge of this smoke. Ricky's been heard out, but drops almost a perfect HE and follows it up with just the beautiful AK shot. And Astillo's just cleaned up. It's all down to Vexite. Nothing he can really do there, as the veterans from Order clean up that round pretty much by themselves. And that's where you go to the Chiefs and you go, well, remember when you lost all those guns in those rounds? Really going to be costing you right now.
Certainly, certainly. 12-8, and very likely looking towards 13-8 with a bonus round here as well for Order, just to build even more money up. Looking for some kills for Alistair and Ustillo. MP5, MP9 would be nice. And just nothing really for Chiefs. I guess they've got a flash, but what use is that going to be? Maybe if they barrel out of this smoke, those Glocks overwhelm Ricky with a good flash. That is the only way you can see them really getting anything done, but what a grenade. It goes from bad to worse for Chiefs. There is the flash, and it's a good one, but Ricky's not interested. Just backing away, drops the incendiary down, and Chiefs are going to run right into it. This is going to be an ace. No!
Yeah.
Yes! Oh, it's a roller coaster of emotions, Kevin.
All right, it's against Pistols, so it's an ace nevertheless.
Yeah.
Ricky's going to be happy with that, but maybe a bit of a weakness for Chiefs to maybe probe with the rifles this time around. Five rounds of difference in Order, starting to build up a little bit of cash in some of these players, but their economy is not really fully set just yet. What Alistair? Hello?
That was interesting.
Just repaving the lines, I guess. But even there, it would have been a terrible job. He was zigzagging all over the place, so...
Would not have been straight tiles, that's for sure.
That's a good start for Chiefs, though. They can now use their time to try to leverage the man advantage. Try to punish a bit of over-aggression, potentially, from some of the Order members. But you look at Astillo's position. Really dangerous coming into the mid-round.
Just hiding in that smoke.
What is that, Jara? Just timing it.
Ricky on the off angle as well is going to be able to pick up one and a fair chunk of damage with maybe Gyra to help out, finishing off onto Zeph. Can't quite hold on to that spray. Luckily, Ustilo and Valiance are pretty quick down into the B bomb site, but numbers advantage is there for Chief, so imperative that Order find the first kill, and Ustilo's going to be gifted it. Valiant's got one as well. And all of a sudden, Vexite, the young gun, the new player for this Chiefs roster, and new player toward this level of Counter-Strike in a 2-on-1, but he gets it perfectly.
What a shot. Beautiful. That is a big clutch to be winning. Definitely stepping it up. He's got 17 kills, playing very well so far this series in comparison to yesterday. I think that's Order actually having to go in a bit of a half-buy. That is brave, just holding that angle. And he reads the situation correctly. And it's actually Order force buying. They've got the double op, so they've had enough to go for the 2 sniper rifles.
Timing not quite there for Alistair this time. Double op is interesting, isn't it? Particularly when it's Ricky that has a glass cannon as well. He still has already posted on the line down in secret, just waiting to throw the smoke. Gets a little bit caught off, very low on HP. Somehow he's alive, and Ricky's killed Soju through the smoke. Unbelievable. That was up on ramp. What? How has Ustilo gotten out of there alive?
Yeah, I mean, that was the prediction from Chiefs as well. They crab walk in, actually get the pre-fire shot down. But Ustilo on 6 HP, if he just does a little bit of damage, that's good enough. Valiance is crossfire setup. He does more than a little bit enough damage. He knocks them down alongside with Valiance. The bravery. And that's what the 13-9, now 14-9 scoreline allows you to do. Allows you to keep fighting.
Look at this money for Chiefs as well. Or look at this lack of money. Don't look at the money because it doesn't exist. That is balls of steel from Ustilo. He knows that Valiance is there anyway, so the idea is that Ustilo probably comes around that corner, takes first contact, dies, and then Valiance is able to clean up 1 or 2.
Yeah.
But it works even better than that.
They don't die. They just win by killing everyone. Out comes a vent drop, and it works at the very least. They've got the unders bomb site control, trying to go for that bomb plant for money.
Alice is not missing any shots with his AWP right now either.
Bomb plant doesn't even go down, so maybe Alistair goes down. Yep, he does. So an AWP for Vexite maybe to get his hands on. Nope. Soju just trying to lurk and try to retrieve the bomb.
Don't know how easy that's going to be right now.
I mean, at the very least, they don't know where he is.
Sure.
But he's only got a Glock.
He does only have a Glock.
And everyone from Order deciding to do the safe thing and protect their heads. But it doesn't matter at close range if you miss all your shots like Ricky does. Soju's going to get the bomb plant down, so I guess the objective reached for Chiefs.
Soju's a little bit of a clutch meister sometimes. See what he can do here in the 1-on-3. Good start onto Ustilo. Punishes it. Perfect angle now for Soju. A 1-on-1, but Valiance just salvages it for Order. It's going to be map and match point for them. Really felt like that was going to happen, though. You could just see it. Vexite in the perfect spot behind the pillar. Knew where they were coming from. Doesn't quite get that third shot quick enough. I almost wanted it to happen.
I wanted that to happen as well, because that would have been a very small highlight for Chiefs, and actually picking that one up would have allowed them maybe a little bit of a leeway coming back into this T half. But now it's match point, as you said earlier on, series point as well. And this is the part where it gets very oppressive. You make one wrong mistake, it can just capitulate and go terribly wrong for you.
Indeed. Bit of a slower round this time from Chiefs, looking for those picks, and they get it. Zeph catches Alistair as he tries to have a look around the smoke. Now the flashes come in, and Valiant will look to hold. The spray doesn't manage to land, nor do any of the other Order players, so we might actually be left wanting a little bit for the end of this map. Order unlikely to win this round and don't have a huge amount of cash to play with.
Yeah, have to go on the eco, probably a double eco as well if they decide to... Oh, might decide to force up on the back of 2 rifles being saved, if they can.
Yep, I think they would. Just think about how much work they've been getting done with, 1 or 2 rifles. Like, obviously they've had 5, but as far as the individuals, what kind of damage they've been doing. I feel like a lot of the rounds that Order have been winning here have just been off the back of 2 players, one or 2 players. So you probably back Ustilo to keep up the work that he's been putting in, keep the rifle in his hands, and See where you can put Ricky to try and make something happen and force it behind. Maybe a few pistols come in as well for Order. Certainly a serviceable buy to come here.
Yeah, but they should probably lose this rifle. And Ricky actually stays alive, but he dies of the bomb explosion. So only one rifle being kept forward for Order. Should see a force, though, because they have to go on a double eco regardless. Their economy is completely cooked. You might as well go for the force.
Well, Ricky's certainly on the ball with that. Valiance gets an M4. All right. There's enough there to play with for Order, you know, and the way that they're sort of going about these CT rounds, I'm not too sold on it just yet for Chiefs. You know, I wouldn't be counting my chickens before they hatch. Gyra's pretty deadly as well with that 5.7.
Yeah,
Seen it all
range.
before.
So very patient from Chiefs as they're expecting a bit of aggression coming out in this round from Order. Probably the perfect angle to be sitting on with the 5.7. Flashbang comes out, doesn't blind Gyra though, and he lands no shots. Well done from Zeph to get that entry. Bit of control into ramps.
Already 2 players down on the B bomb site though for Order. So Chiefs may not want to... Wow, okay, hang on. Ricky gets a kill onto Zeph.
Alistair sneaked into secret as well. His shoulder's been spotted out though. Position compromised, but now Astillo is able to get one. They're trying to come into the A-bomb site. Valance is in heart, the perfect position. 2-on-2.
Yeah, Vexite has to walk his way forward here. Valiance gets over eager, pushes on forward, punished for it now. It's on to Ustillo, but the man has been fragging up a storm so far today. Does he go for the 2-on-1? Or just save the AK, maybe try and do something next round with it?
Looks like he's going to go save.
Don't mind that, to be honest, even though Order's not going to be able to buy behind it. An AK in the back pocket could prove quite fruitful. Good time to push, something like that. Nice position from Ustillo, 2 or 3 kills. Anything is possible.
So Chiefs slowly and steadily getting these rounds on the T side at the moment. But I still feel like it's just too little too late.
Yeah, I get that feeling as well, but this is the kind of match where you seem like you have that feeling for a long time, and then all of a sudden we're at 13-15, and Order's economy's gotten pretty low, and you're thinking, actually, hang on. Realistically, that's only a couple of rounds away. Sometimes the CT economy can come back and bite you in the butt. Order do need to be aware of that. He's still going to try and get aggressive on outer. I like that. The only player that has a weapon that can realistically make a difference in this round. If he continues to push, get around behind Chiefs while they're walking in through lobby in toward the A site, anything could happen.
Oh, he's getting mollied off. That's a perfect molly. They're expecting that aggression, so they take that rifle off the CTs as well. Great patience from Chiefs. Great read as well.
You'd say that more or less secures the round for Chiefs.
Oh, not just yet. We've seen crazier things happen so far.
Yeah.
But Alistair missing a lot of those shots at close range means that that possibility is put further and further away.
Yeah, somewhat nullified indeed. It is only USPs for Order.
I say only USPs, but you saw what Renegades did yesterday with USPs, so...
Ricky with his trusty Zeus as well. He always likes to buy those on an eco. Might not get the opportunity to use it in this round. Unless you go flying up the ladder. That could be cool. Oh, so much damage done to Zeph. But it doesn't look like Ricky's too interested anymore. Well, this has been a fairly slow grind from Chiefs, hasn't it? Working their way through this half.
And you have to say, if Order didn't have that performance on Astillo and Alistair, it would have been a lot tighter between both of these sides. The fact that like, look, you look at the kills that Astillo, Alistair, and Ricky all have. It's not as if Chiefs haven't been fragging. You can see they're all relatively equal. Order just barely ahead because I feel like some of the individual brilliance allowing them to kind of put themselves ahead a little bit.
Tactical timeout for Order. Don't mind the timing here. 2 rounds to play with before things get interesting.
2 gun rounds they can work with. This one obviously not the best gun round, and the next one might be the end of regulation. So things are starting to get tight.
Tighter than we would have expected.
Yeah.
How many match points Order had, I don't remember, but they've let a few slip.
I think they had 6, was it?
6.
I think 5 or 6. So Chiefs were able to slowly bring their way back into this, make it a bit more of a sweat for Order.
I don't know that they're sweating just yet. Things are starting to warm up, though. They've just gotten into the sauna.
Yeah, first beta sweat starting to be for sure for me.
I'll take that analogy. No AWP. Plenty of rifles, a decent amount of utility on the CT side, but nothing too special. Already the outer smokes are there from Chiefs, so this is an adaptation from them. A little bit of a change up. They're not going into secret this time. Set up on the A bomb site, and got to give them credit. They've had a bit of success over on A so far.
No presence whatsoever coming out from Chiefs at this moment. Not even making any gunfire. Not showing presence at all. You can see Gyro is so wary about a T actually being able to sneak close behind that wall of smokes. They also have to relinquish secret control as well. That's why Alistair's down there. They don't know if someone's in there or not. And Hugh, he can just come straight into the A-bomb site or play that late lurk as the utility's flying out to A now. But it's a fake. They're going ramps, and Ricky, first point of contact.
Well, I was going to say good timing for Ricky. Oh, even better, a double kill. Gyro will fall, though. Vexite doubles down for himself, and Valiance drops the timing there for Hugh. Still, are they prepared for Ustillo? The answer is no, as he'll get one. A Bogdad trades nicely, and it's on to Alistair. Another 2-on-1 on the cards for him.
Has a rifle in hand, but no kit to play with. Able to make his way through lobby. Vexite now looking the good so far for Chiefs. Able to get the entries working. Now just has to hold on. They're trying to isolate the angles. Is he going to be coming in from Annex or Heaven? Or maybe just lobby.
Well, if he walks out and gets behind Apoc Dud, maybe something special, but Vexite watching the angle. Alistair will check it and cleans him up. Apoc Dud is close. It doesn't matter. Chiefs win the round. 15-13 is the scoreline. It'll take another eco here for Order, so at the very least, we should go to 30 rounds. Got a feel for Ricky here. He's gotten a double kill. At that point, you feel like your job's done. The rest of the team should be able to follow up, but no, not this time. A bit of head armor for Ricky and Gyra.
I hope that doesn't cost them, in all honesty, because they've invested a little bit. I mean, Ricky is... He'll have enough, but... Oh, no, the crunch. It's surely not the crunch that wins it for them. Hey, Poctard can't get out alive. It's now a 2-on-2.
No!
Now a 1-on-2. They know where Vexite is.
Well,
What's gone wrong for Chiefs?
We might not get to 30 rounds. Look at Valiance on this angle. Vexite, one tap from Valiance, and that's the end of the map. Can you believe it, Chiefs? They fought so hard there on Nuke, but they're not able to come away with the goods in the end. It's Order at the 11th hour, 16-13, that will pick up the 2-0 today over Chiefs and knock them out of DreamHack Masters Spring. We'll break all of that one down after this in the post-match.
Hey, it's me, Lily from AT&T. I'm back, working from home, and here to help.
Hey Lily, I'm hearing a lot about 5G. Should I be getting excited?
Depends. Are you gonna want faster speeds?
I will.
More reliability?
Oh, also yes.
Better response times?
Definitely.
Are you gonna be making sourdough bread?
Oh, is that 5G related?
No, it's just like, why is everyone making sourdough now? But yes, you're gonna want 5G.
AT&T is building 5G on America's best network. Visit att.com to learn more.
was leaving, reading this on my phone. I ain't got nothing left to say. I hear you getting angry when I'm out the door. What can I do to change your mind? You know I'll always be right. Don't give it up, don't let it go. You got to know it's alright. Don't give it up, don't let it go. You got to know it's alright. Don't give it up, don't let it go. You've got to know it's alright. When I get home early, you never have a word to say. So I have to break this down. You say that I'm a fool now, and you're never gonna leave me. You sound just like your mother. At least we're talking to each other. Don't give it up, don't let it go. You got to know it's alright.
Well, it's a 2-0 today for Order over the Chiefs, and we sort of expected that Order would be able to get a victory in this series, but a 2-0, particularly with the fashion in which Dust 2 went, looked like it was going to be potentially a disappointing result. Nice fight back from Chiefs, though, on Nuke, so a little bit of credit to them for being able to do that, at least with this new roster, but far and away, it was Order's day in that matchup, wasn't it, Kev?
Yeah, pretty much. Nuke looked a lot closer, obviously, coming to the end of that. I felt like Chiefs had a really good chance of maybe bringing it back into the third map. As predicted, it was their CT side that was a letdown. If they had a few more rounds to play with, if they took the pistol, could have been seeing a different story. But I said that for between Avant and Order. I'll say the same. Order just looked better individually. It's a couple of clutches going their way. They win the series.
Yeah, well, obviously, Mac, you had a bit of a break there. You would have had a bit of a watch of that game. What
Mm-hmm.
did you think of Order there? Certainly seems like a nice little bounce back from their earlier losses in this bracket.
Yeah, I was at the back watching it with MC as he was observing there, and we were able to just see pretty much everything that was going on. I had multiple angles of everything, and there was some great coordination and some great plays coming out from the Chiefs. Vexite having a really good map, but unfortunately, obviously, Chiefs just couldn't get that map on the board. But Order just kept on getting everything going in their favour. Ali having another thriller. So that was 2 maps tonight where he was on.
Yeah, definitely 2 maps for him. Ustilo also fantastic there on Nuke. I think one of the takeaways, at least for me, exactly what you're talking about for Chiefs, is that, at least Vexai had something pretty solid. I thought more so toward the second half rather than the first half. And had that first half been a little bit closer rather than a 5-10, was it an 8-7 or a 9-6, maybe there was a little bit more of a chance, a little bit more time for Chiefs to come back into that, because in reality, that probably should have gone to 14 rounds for Chiefs at the very least.
Yeah, it should have gone into the final round. Could have been anyone's game, but they lose to the lobby crunch at the last moment. They're trying to take individual duels, and they get into a bit of a panic. They haven't really set up the structure as well as the protocols and how to deal with it just yet, so you can forgive them for that. Once again, new lineup doing lots of good work so far this week. Can't complain about it.
Awesome. Well, I think it's time now for us to have a bit of a chat with the man with the master plan. It is Alistair on the line for us here from Order. How you doing, Ali?
Oop.
Seems like we are having some technical difficulties.
Just smile and wave.
Cannot
Smile
hear
and
him.
wave.
Just
That's what
smile
you
and
need
wave.
to do.
Hello. Well, we'll see if we can get him back in just a second. Okay, we've got him back apparently. Alistair,
All right.
can you hear us this time?
Take 2.
yeah, I could hear you. Yeah.
Awesome. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. How you going?
Yeah, pretty good. I wanted to start off with a question about you. How are you feeling about your form? Because we've just seen a great couple of maps from you, so things must be going pretty good in Alistair's world.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think after the Avant loss, it definitely felt like leading up to that we hadn't played a proper team of Avant's level in a while. So leading up to that, my mental state wasn't as strong as it is after the loss. I definitely focused on it a lot leading up to today, like my routine-based stuff, and just basically treating it how I treat every other game.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I think that showed in the server because I felt like all of you guys were so hyper-focused. So do you think you guys definitely just needed that match, that defeat against Avant to kind of just wake up there, or is it eventually going to happen anyway?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think we definitely sort of needed that wake-up call in a sense. We were sort of... it didn't feel like how we usually play in tournaments. So I think having that series at the start sort of has given us a sort of a boost now in the later end of the tournament. We're going to be able to use that to our advantage.
Well, it looks like you will be getting a rematch up against Avant as well. So do you think that there is going to be a different situation this time? You said that you went back to the books and you had a bit of a practice. You went back and just studied the fundamentals, made sure that everything was there today for this matchup. Are you expecting that it's going to be a different result tomorrow?
Yeah, absolutely. It might be same maps or anything, but I definitely think we're going to walk away with it.
All right, last question from me then, Alistair. Can you talk us through the final round of Nuke? Obviously, you guys come in with just a few pistols. It seems like a bit of a Hail Mary strategy. Are you going into that round with a preconceived strategy of what you want to be trying to do, or is it just a case of let's just try and get this round over and done with and focus on round 30? Because obviously you go on to end up winning that. So is it like a set plan, what you had there, or just maybe a bit of good luck?
I think it's a bit of both. We definitely have used that before. It's sort of very simple. Let's sort of run at them, kind of straight recalled it on the fly, and we knew exactly what we were doing. But I don't think in any kind of round we sort of count ourselves out. We know that even with pistols, we can sort of find an opening and take it.
Yeah, definitely. It must be a good feeling also knowing that you have another round in your back pocket. But I think we'll leave it there, Alistair. Thank you very much for the chat, and I hope to talk to you again later on in this competition.
No worries. Thanks, boys.
Awesome. Great to hear from Alistair, as we always do, and he's, being able to pick up a victory today over Chiefs must be a nice feeling to get back into the Winners Club for Order, because dropping to Avant, it seemed like a bit of a lackluster performance from them there in the upper bracket, Mac, but this is a nice little bounce back against Chiefs, and I think this is where the sort of the next stage of the competition really starts for Order, where they have to start thinking now, okay, about Avant again. They have to think about Renegades again. Two teams that they've very recently lost to.
Yep.
You know, for Renegades, it was in Road to Rio. For Avant, it's been here in DreamHack Masters. So they do have a little bit to think about now. I think that's the easy work out of the way. Hard work starts now for Order.
Yeah, hard work, and look, they've got a whole, 24 hours to really prepare to go up against Avant for that second time and continue to fight for that lower bracket run. And of course, it is hard to make one of these lower bracket runs, but it does prepare you for that final day. Renegades, they're going to have the bye tomorrow as they've gone straight into that grand final, so they will be ready for whatever is coming at them. They have plenty of time to prepare for both Avant, which they've already beaten, so you know that they've done their homework, and then Order, which they haven't played since Road to Rio as far as I'm aware, but they should be very confident going into that match.
Yeah, definitely. Kev, what's your take on the future of Order here? Have you seen enough today to make you think that they can do something against Avant tomorrow?
All I'm saying is, if you take it back all the way to day 2 when I had to do the bracket for Australia, for the Oceanic region, not just Australia, Australia and New Zealand, I actually said Avant would take the first series and Order would actually come back in the lower bracket. For the exact reasons that Alistair pointed out, I felt like that Order were just maybe napping a little bit too much, not really tested against quality opponents. They're very much people that play a lot better when their backs are against the walls, and you can kind of see that hyper focus, the ability kind of just to come back at any stage and actually take matches like that. That's the Order I like to see. So it's good.
All right, let's talk a little bit about Chiefs as well. Obviously, Order's been able to pick up the victory here, but Chiefs do go down. They're now eliminated from DreamHack Masters Spring here for A and Z. But overall, it seems like the kind of a tournament that you come into with an expectation that they're not really going to be a team that will challenge too much. Yes, there was maybe a possibility for an upset here or there from Chiefs, but that's exactly what it would have been if they won a series. It would have been an upset. They've just made roster changes. So where are you feeling like the baseline is at for Chiefs right now, Mac? They're feeling pretty good?
It's starting very, very strong. Look, going into this week, we thought, look, Chiefs have no real chance. You know, they've made a couple of swaps. Some of the swaps, everyone was questioning, saying, oh, that's a bit of a questionable pickup. Don't know about that. But then the three newcomers have certainly proved their positions in the team, Kev. And I feel like it's a very, very strong start to something that may just flourish in the next couple of months.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd agree with that assessment. I think they performed above what we expected them to. I think they did very well, showed glimpses of the potential, showed exactly why this lineup was, or why the changes for this lineup was made, and I agree overall, on the whole, it's a good thing. And look, we have to wait 3 to 6 months down the line to see if it's a case of they've got potential, they'll realize it, or, yep, it's potential, but it's been wasted.
Awesome. Well, it's time to hear from Hugh now as well from the Chiefs. Humongous is on the line. Can you hear us, mate?
Yep. How you going?
Awesome. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm alright.
A little bit rough, obviously, to go down to Order there, but I want to touch on, you guys obviously have had some roster changes, so what were your expectations like coming into this? Was it more of a situation where you were really just looking to sort of get some match games under the belt with the new roster?
Yeah, definitely. We brought in some new very sharp players, so I was sort of expecting it to be like a bit on the fly, which it turned out to be. So we were just trying to use our aim and stuff to get us over the line, but we're a team that's only been around for like 2 weeks, so inevitably like stuff's gonna go wrong, and it did, and like stuff like that cost us games. But overall, it was pretty positive. Like we took it to Renegades, but honestly, just our CT nuke failing us a bit, but that will just come better us over time. But overall, positive signs.
Question quickly from me in regards to, I guess, your practice and your lead up. Obviously, we touched on a little bit with Apoc Dud saying that you guys haven't really had the most time to prep, obviously, for this. Has the focus been more on your T side, or has it kind of been more on the CT side?
A bit of both. A bit of both, but we're still trying to figure out, trying to like swap around roles and stuff on CT, see how it works with the new players and stuff. So CT will give it a bit time. T's a bit easier to do because you just hop in a server, you drone it, and it's a bit easier. But CT, it's like where the real chemistry comes across. So like over time, like chemistry will build in CT, and our CTs will get stronger.
Yep.
But yeah, it's been focusing on both at the moment.
Yeah, we had a pretty solid showing with your first couple of games there now that you have Vexite in the lineup. But we know that it's going to be a couple more months before you are able to play some more officials. A lot of the tournament rulings stop Vexite from playing. So you've got Yam filling in. Has he been taking a very active role in your practice? And, he's still sharp on the AWP. What's his role going to be in the team once you do continue forward?
I think he's just going to straight replace Deck. So like we've got some tournament coming up where Declan can't play in a couple of weeks. So we'll be practicing mostly with Yam to prepare for that. And I think it's just going to be a straight swap. Like Yam's just going to play Declan's positions and stuff. But yeah, we're going to practice with Yam. It's been pretty. We obviously, because we knew coming into this event that Declan was playing, so we've been practicing with Declan heaps coming into this event. But yeah, he's been pretty hands-on, like trying to fix our mistakes. But in the future, when we know like Declan can't play, we're obviously gonna have to use Yam. But I think it's only like 3 months now until he's 16. Can't wait.
All right, final question before we let you go. I just want to touch on, you're talking about obviously your future. Obviously, you guys aren't playing in ANZ Champs, so are you expecting to take the next few months a little bit more relaxed, or are there a few more tournaments maybe on the cards for you that we don't know about yet?
Yeah, there's a few tournaments on the cards that are coming up. I'm not sure if they've been announced, so I don't know. But yeah, most of them have the 16 age limit. So yeah, we'll be using Yam with those.
All right, well, I guess maybe that's a good thing for you because you get to play some Counter-Strike, but also maybe a bad thing for you individually because Chiefs have been going pretty crazy since the start of the year. But either way, I guess best of luck in those tournaments, and I hope we'll have a bit of a chat maybe later on down the track.
All right, thanks.
Awesome. Catch you later. And good to hear from Hugh as well. Obviously, some big roster changes for Chiefs coming into DreamHack Masters Spring here. So they do get knocked out in last place in ANZ, but some pretty good early signs. We've sort of heard from Hugh there that they're feeling pretty confident. They're feeling pretty comfortable with this roster. I think we're probably still going to go through a bit of a period of reconstruction for the Chiefs until we get to that point where Vexite is 16, can compete in everything. For the next few months or so, things are going to be pretty up and down for them.
Yeah, all I'm about to say is that as soon as it turns, I think, September, this is what Chiefs are going to be using pretty much. They're going to be a big celebration right there. So, look, I'll save that one for Declan when he turns 16, where he can play officials and we can see the full force of the Chiefs roster.
Okay, well, let's save us from that as well. We'll bring up the bracket here and show you guys how ANZ has panned out so far in DreamHack Masters. You can see down in that lower bracket, we've just watched Order get the 2-0 over Chiefs, which is going to put them into the lower bracket final up against Avant. Again, a rematch of their initial upper bracket match. And obviously, Renegades up there in the grand final. They have that one map advantage heading into the best of 5 on Sunday. But Mac, you are going to be departing us for tomorrow and for Sunday, so we won't get to hear from you, but I would love to get your opinion as to what you think is going to come out of this Avant and Order match. Who's going through to that grand final against Renegades?
I think this is looking pretty much exactly like I had in that initial prediction we did, the Betway one at the start of the week, and I had Order getting some revenge against Avant before going on to take Renegades in the final. So at the moment, it seems to be playing exactly how I imagined it in my hand. I might have had it the other way, but I'm even confused at this point. It's been a couple of days. Although I would like to point out, as far as Liquid Petey is telling me, it is $2,000 US dollars that Chiefs have taken home with them, as they did just get knocked out. So look, it's bittersweet, but there's something there.
Definitely something there. It seems like you're on that same train of thought as what Mac was, Kev, where you sort of feel like Order's coming in and peaking down in that lower bracket and managing to make it through to the grand final.
Yeah, I mean, for them, it's just more about match fitness, right? They have such an experienced roster where I feel like when they're versing weaker opponents, they kind of just doze off a little bit because they go, well, we're just winning. I mean, why do we need to take it hyper seriously all the time? Now it's the part where they lose against like one of their rivals in this case. They're sick of losing. They really want to bring it back. That's the part, the electric boogaloo, as they say.
Electric boogaloo, whatever. That's a great time to end things here. For ANZ at least, we do have plenty more Counter-Strike coming up for you later on tonight. We'll be turning our attention to Thailand. It's a Thai derby between Lucid Dream and Beyond Esports that will be coming up next. Don't go too far. We'll be back after this.